Hey,
All righty.
sir.
Want to step down the end for me?
You think it's going to be safe up here?
No, it's more for the aspect of people just walking in.
Oh,
Usually when
smart.
it's down here, it's a private conversation. If I did have keys to this place again, I'd take it back in the oil room, but I don't have keys to do that. So there's the unfortunate part. Anyway, frankly, first off, if you haven't been told already, you should absolutely appeal this for mistrial. I don't understand why they didn't do it after I had left.
Yes, and I also listen. Like I said quite a few things in there, and I was hoping that they would be clarified as to why they weren't relevant. For instance, the search warrant to subpoena thing, and I get they can say semantics, but there's also me being held for longer than I should have been, which is also a violation of rights, whether it's good or not. The fact that there was a possibility that a mistrial could have been filed, and it is enforced by the Constitution that the judges or lawyers should call for it. I'm just confused as to why nothing was at least said to why they wouldn't have done that, because I brought it up, our lawyer brought it up, and, well, here we are.
Oh, son. That's actually the reason I walked out.
I'm curious by what you mean by that.
So, while we're having this conversation, it was along the questioning the lines of you going around asking about the whole badge thing and being visible.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to shut it down.
Oh, where I was trying to show police could have a bias in a case that was against
correct.
me. Yes,
So
I get it.
here's why I said to them. I'll give you this context. And people have already asked if I would give this in a public forum. And I said, yes, I will. But I don't mind speaking about this with you now. When that came up, I said to them, why are you shutting this down? I said, expediency, basically. I said, you understand there's a man here that's on trial for treason, which is the biggest capital offense that you can have here. Why are you shutting that down?
I tell you.
He started his scope very broadly many times, and his way of questioning, which is different than others. He's starting a funnel that is larger and getting down to the questions that you want answered very specifically. You start broad, you finish small. Now,
That is exactly what happened, and every time I got to the questions that needed to be asked, interjections, or they were thrown out because they were bored.
Here's that part. When I said to them, he's getting at selective enforcement here, and I'm guessing that's what you're going at.
Oh, definitely, considering a part of them are also from the council.
Question. Correct. I said, why are you shutting that down? So they started asking a little bit more about the selective enforcement side. And I said, who are we at this point? Why isn't this, or how isn't it being mistrial? The judge, Jackson, said to me, it could have been, but I just wanted to take it and make it happen.
He admitted to failing in the... Has he read the Constitution?
Well, I clearly not. I mean, here's why I said this. I said, we have ways that we are outlined. We have ways that my job is outlined to be in a way we follow a process, a procedure. And you didn't do that. You didn't follow any of that. But because you wanted to just take it to take it, I can't sit here in good faith and be a part of this.
I mean, I called the prosecutor and informed of possible mistrial stuff as well. And I mean, if the judge has already said that it could have been mistrialed, I feel like they might have been talking with each other or something. I think, I don't know. There's a lot of assumptions, but I feel like there is a group of people that want to blow back at anybody that is here to question the law, when the reality is a democracy is all about questioning law and making sure the people go the right way. Did he say why he thought it would be a mistrial specifically, or hint at?
It was more procedurally based, is my understanding, not definitively. But I once again said there are processes that needed to be followed that were not. And part of my question towards you in the beginning there of how long you were held for and those things as such, and believe me, I was asked to take this morning. I have no context behind anything. I,
Oh.
none. I'm literally none. I was trying to figure out what the hell was actually happening. So the process, which was already scratching my mind on top of that and being heard on this other side, so which might be something there. The bigger process is, friend, I ruled on your objections. I asked you questions during that trial that affects the outcome of the trial itself. When I immediately left there, it should have been deemed a mistrial right then because I
Mm-hmm.
affected the outcome and removed myself from it.
Yes, yes. Like I said, I believe there was the other ones too. Where I mean, I don't know the your viewpoint on the whole search warrant versus subpoena thing, but they also didn't have the search warrant for the phone records, which was also used in multiple conversation and kept as evidence for Bobby. He didn't admit anything on the stand, so it would have been all hearsay otherwise. So I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, buddy, I appreciate. I listen. I don't know. I thought you would just fucking. You had to go. That's how fucking. I didn't know what was happening, but I do appreciate that you have integrity, sir. That is something that very few people have.
It
Apparently.
wasn't that I had to go. I actually said to him, if you said that you wanted a mistrial, I, in good faith, cannot stand here and do this.
Mm-hmm. That's the Constitution.
And I left. That is why I left.
Yeah. Well, I do appreciate it, and that's also why I was happy to go to jail. At the end of the day, somebody has to break. Somebody has to speak, and sometimes actions speak louder than words. And here we are. The actions can begin.
Oh, Lord. I don't need sanguine version 2 over
No,
here, son.
no, I ain't shooting nobody. Well, unless I need to
You
defend
did
myself.
just say that you would, by the way, at the end of that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was saying that I am a terrorist. I just had to make sure that they were correct in their findings.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want them to feel any more
Regardless.
dumber than they are.
Regardless of what happens here, I do believe that you should appeal this. I can't
Yeah.
sit on it. I don't know who the hell could. Because, frankly, you made points.
I'm curious. There's this thing, right, where if I do a mistrial, or it just doesn't exist anymore. But if I was to subpoena for the results of the trial and then file for a mistrial after, and it was mistrialed, would the results and their finding as a judge still be the word of apparent law?
You mean as common law?
Well, I mean, I don't know how it works. So it says, from my understanding, that if they judge on something, that can be used as common law, right? But if it is mistrialed later, is it then abolished?
Well, here's the other part to this. And actually, I just got done having a conversation with Mr. Robin and Mr. Nino over there. Is that we have case laws, right? But you,
Mm-hmm.
as a lay citizen per se, just based upon where we're at, cannot actually see them. Nobody can. So technically, they
Right.
should be invalid at this point because who's to say that they're going to go down every damn trial and know what the hell happened? Nobody. Nobody's going to go ahead and know that.
Well, that's
But they have no idea.
I was gonna try to subpoena for the results of the terrorist charge, because obviously that's also a indicator of how things can be applied versus the state. So then I got told it would take 5 days or something to get some shit like that, and I was like, well, just put a fucking gun in my mouth. I don't care then.
Well, son, it isn't that. It isn't that bad at all.
Oh,
No
metaphorically
guns in
speaking.
mouths. All right?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
okay.
I understand that.
I don't actually want my brain to go on vacation. I much do like it inside my head.
And should that be said? Then no, because technically those laws are meant to always be changed. Everything's set in stone. Those laws can be appealed. Those can be changed, and everything should be fluid.
Yeah,
Just
that
as
makes
such
sense.
as your weapons license aspect. Frankly, that's sitting there. This says there's nothing that defines what weapons you can and cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it should
Unless
be.
you assume it as a judge. Sure. Then you get charged for it.
Yes, of course. But that's the opportunity that I said to them is Look at what's happening. He is making you question as to why. Do you not see that?
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't. So, anyway.
That's what this entire message was about, my friend. And it appears only about 3 or 4 people understood it, at least on the legal side of things. A few police officers also came to me and talked and understood the viewpoint. So there's still humans out there, at least. Everything about this was for the state and for education and for law. It was not to go against the state. It was to enforce and encourage better laws and better understanding of the laws for the people that the council are meant to protect and serve.
Oh, understood. Believe
Mm.
me, that
Well,
point
it's
was
nice
not
to
lost
know.
on me.
Well, I do
Listen,
appreciate it a lot, sir. I really
you're
do.
welcome. Well, get yourself together, get your stuff appealed, and maybe have it heard again. I don't know if you want to do that or not. That's your own damn option. But frankly, I'm telling you as myself, I'm just no judge at this point. It's been around for a very long time, my friend. Be better off to do it because you'll start to see the process and the systems that they start to think about themselves going through this. And
Mm-hmm.
if the fundamental thinking is incorrect, then that needs to change.
That's right. If
Well,
you have
anyway,
a million different people that can't define what Les Santos is, or a jurisdiction and where its boundaries are, the entire law is vague. It's an objection of itself. Okay, you're never going to get the answers or a correct law. It's the fundamentals. We
but
definitely
if
need
it
some
was left
fundamentals.
vague for a reason, it should be able to be argued and not just
Exactly.
assumed.
Yes, I agree.
Ah, I won't take too much more of your time if you have individuals waiting for you or not, but figured
Appreciate it,
I
sir.
need to have that conversation with you.
What was your name?
Bailey, John Bailey.
John. Well, I
Yes,
appreciate it, John. Thank you.
yes, you're welcome.
Be
You take
careful
care
out
then.
there.
Yeah, of course. Always strapped up.
I want to piss real quick. I